Well, hey everyone. Today is Wednesday, January the 8th, and I have a ship with me. First, I would like to point out I'm in a different space. Yeah, it's been kind of a mess. If you are in the central United States, then you are aware that we just all got hit with snow and ice. And plus, I've been working my full-time job as a hospice on-call nurse, and so I have been parking my truck in my space. So that's the great thing about having everything against the wall. When I need to, park my truck in here for bad weather, I have the space to do it. I had to move my table, so now my table's kind of across the way. That's why you have a different angle. But my rack also fell this weekend while I was on call, so I have not been able to even mess with it. So that's on my plate today. I am on call again tonight, but yeah. So that's why this week has kind of been hit and miss on the videos. So just bear with me. I will get there, and yeah, it's, like when something happens and it's just like, it's a snowball effect. But anyway, something good did happen this week, and that is I used my reselling business to pay off my student loans. And so I made my last payment to my student loans yesterday, January the 7th. And the feeling of just being proud, and after all those years, that payment is done and over, and I can go on to the next payment, and or to the next payment of something else and take over that bill. I was very just proud of myself that I've actually stuck with it. So if you are in the reselling business and you're part-time and you started because you thought that maybe it could help you pay off bills or go on that vacation or whatever, you are exactly where you need to be. You can do it, and it just takes motivation, hustle, determination, that you're gonna stick to your plan and do it. And then you come up with a plan and you just stick with it and you do it, and you will see results. And yeah, so I'm 45 years old. My student loans should have been paid off a long time ago. They just never were. It was just one of those bills that you just always have. And I finally decided enough was enough, and it was time to get them paid, especially since my son just graduated this last year from university, and he is now paying his student loans. So I'm like, it's time for me to pay mine off. So anyway, I'm gonna come up with a plan on which bill I kind of want to attack next. I have an idea. I have a small credit card that had about $1,000 on it. We used that. It was a Home Depot card. We used that to fix up some things in our house prior to selling. And it was one that we had intentions of, when we sold the house, we would take that money and pay that off. And truthfully, we kind of forgot about that one. And so it's just been coming out of our account. And so I was like, okay, let's go on to that. It's a smaller one. It should be easier to handle, and then work our way to a bigger payment. So anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do next, is I'm going to start attacking that Home Depot card. So, all right. Yesterday, Tuesday the 7th, I had 5 sales I was very excited for. I have not posted a whole lot. The one thing I have done is I have made sure I've posted at least one item each day over the weekend when I was on call and I was busy and I didn't have time for my business. I made sure I posted one item for sale, a new item for sale. And then every day I am going through my old inventory. I'm delisting those items from all platforms. I'm readjusting my title. I'm lowering prices, just trying to, do different things in descriptions or whatever, marking it down for sure, and then relisting it as a new listing. So that I have seen it work, and it has been working. I have had some good days. So let's just get on with it. I had 3 eBay sales and 1 or 2 Poshmark sales. Poshmark is always hit and miss for me. For those of you that have followed me, I struggle with it. It's so high maintenance. Some people are like, it's not high maintenance, get a virtual assistant. And I have one, and if I used it probably all day long, then I would see some benefits from it. I do feel like the sales that I do get is because I have a virtual assistant, and it is because I go in and I'm sharing my closet and I'm sending offers. I do that. I try to do that twice a day now. So anyway, I'm trying to bring up my title so I can tell you guys. But anyway, I got 2 sales from Poshmark yesterday as well. So you'll see the eBay sales are not anything significant, but here's what I'm going to tell you. There are some resellers that if they couldn't profit $15+ they wouldn't even mess with anything. I am not one of those people. Every sale counts. Yes, it takes up inventory. No, I don't want to store it forever. So I do try and at least think of those factors when I'm buying something. I'm human. I make mistakes. I buy things I shouldn't buy. But at the end of the day, I just paid off my student loans with what I've profited. And so that's my goal. And so you can have your own goal. As I get more listings, it's my goal to hit 1,000 listings this year. Hopefully I can do it. I'm staying kind of in between 550 and 570. I'll get up and then I start like having a good sales day on all platforms, and then it just starts going away. And I'm okay with that as long as I'm generating sales and I'm having the days I want to have. I'm fine with that. But low profit items. I also have 2 flea market booths that I consider when I am sourcing. And so not everything stays in, online, in my inventory online. So I don't know. As I grow, I am going to have to start being a little bit more conscientious of what I am buying to flip online. So, all right. My 3 sales on eBay. This first item, I just got these. Also, I might add, I have not thrifted this year yet. I have not. I am trying to work my inventory that I have, my death pile, money pile, whatever you want to call it, money pit. So when I redid my inventory, which that makes me super sad because it looked so beautiful over there. And then that happened. So in this corner over here, I have a shelf that has like the boxes and paper and stuff on the top. And then the next 2 shelves, is all my death pile or things I'm taking to the booth, things of that nature. So I'm going to really start working that, and I'm trying to get rid of old inventory so I can source this year and start getting at it. But I have plans to kind of go a little bit on Friday when I get off work, and we'll see. I'm really I've had to really work on staying home this week and not going anywhere and thrifting. So the first sale I had was this Harry Potter Hogwarts battle game, 4 villain control tokens only. So it went to a Harry Potter game. There's 4 of them. Their little metal skull. So I was at and this was it was after Christmas. After Christmas. I went to a local thrift store. They are, I like the fact that in their vintage, they have a vintage section and they always mark the stuff up. But they'll get little things like this and they'll fill jars. So it's almost like getting bags from places. Red Rack always puts bags together, and you know those thrift stores that they kind of just, it's random junk that they just throw in bags, and sometimes you can find some really cool items. Well, this thrift store, they do that, but they put things in old jars. And so there was a lot of vintage pieces, little vintage figurines, things like that in these jars that day. And so I went ahead and bought it thinking I would put a lot of that in my flea market. And so I bought them and then got them home and realized there were some pieces. I just Google Lensed. That's how I figured out what those were. I Google Lensed it and it came up. So I thought, you know, what the heck? I'm just going to post this on eBay because I had seen where some had sold. And yeah, it sold. So these 4 little pieces only sold for $6.99 plus shipping. My net profit is $5.57. So this has been listed maybe a week. Yeah, a week in my closet. So it's going to go out in a 6x9. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm so glad I posted them online because that would have been hard for anyone to know what it was in the flea market booth. And I thought about redonating them because I picked out the things I wanted. Plus I have the jars. One was an old ball jar with the glass lid. And I was like, I paid $5 for one and $4 for the other, full of stuff. And I was like, I'm going to make my money back from everything that's in it, plus the jar. So anyway, yeah, $6.99 I sold that for. So I was pretty happy with that. The next item is one of the pallet underwear items. Y'all have seen me sell a lot. Fruit of the Loom, boys plaid relaxed fit boxers, underwear, 7 pairs, new and size large. So this, I paid $2.07 at my local pallet place. These sold for, I took an offer on it, or I must have sent them a percentage off because they paid $8.09 plus shipping. My net profit was only $4.51, but I am okay with that. So it is what it is. I don't make a whole lot on some of the underwear, but it's definitely it's a good pickup. I will say that. I've sold a lot of underwear. You guys have seen it, a lot of it come and go. So it's going out in a 10 by 13. And right up there, I think it's that one. Nope, it's that one, is my underwear. I have so much of it now that it kind of comes in and goes out so fast that I have my own plastic tub dedicated to brand new packages of underwear. So if you need underwear, just look in my eBay closet because I'm sure you'll see some. And y'all see it go in and out like so crazy. And my last eBay sale was also a pallet find because they have Target items, so much there. And it's this JoyLab. Let me read you my title. JoyLab Women's Cropped Fit Tank Padded Built-in Bra, large, new with tag. So it has the new with tags. It's that ribbed kind of material. So, you know, I posted it and then I thought, well, I like this JoyLab brand actually for myself. But I posted it thinking if I find some shorts in this same kind of material, I'll just post it with it. But I didn't find it, so it finally sold on its own. My cost of goods was $2.07. I sold it for $8.99 plus shipping, and my net profit was $7.75. So one thing I am gonna tell you guys, it's a 10 by 13, is all of this, I've not thrifted this year, so I technically have no cost of goods this year. Since it is January, I'm just kind of letting you know what I bought it for, and I am trying to go back into my 2024 spreadsheet and just kind of give you guys an idea of when I purchased it and how much I purchased it for. Those costs of goods have already been, I've already put them in for last year and claimed those. So technically I have no cost of goods. So my net profits, I'm telling you, is without considering those cost of goods, since I have already claimed that in last year's taxes. So what I'm making is what I'm making. I just thought I would be transparent about that as we go into the new year. That's how I do it. There are some resellers that they claim their cost of goods when they sell the item. That just doesn't work for me. And a tornado siren's going off right now. It's just, it can't be noon. Truthfully, I don't know why it's going off. Usually they do like a test, but super weird. Super weird. Okay. It has been snowing this morning again, and it wasn't supposed to. All right. Well, there goes that. All right. My 2 Poshmark sales, and my internet just went out. Okay. I can tell you about it. I was just going to read you my titles, but this I recently got on Christmas Eve. I actually got it from a local thrift store. I got it the same day. That is when I bought the jars of junk in them. So I got this the same day as that. I did pay up for this short shirt, which is paying up for me, but it's a Vuori. This is, I would call this brand a bolo. It sells really fast. Comps are good. Resellers love this brand. It's an expensive athletic brand, and this was actually my first Vuori piece to find. In my earlier video, I was really struggling with saying the word Vuori. I still struggle with it. But anyway, I paid $7 for this on Christmas Eve. Posted it for $35. I posted it higher. It is a Vuori men's XXL gray Stratotex shirt, long sleeve shirt. Comps were consistently around $30 to $35 consistently. So I posted it at $35. I got an offer on it. I had a lot of watchers on it, and I got an offer for $20 on Poshmark. And I'm so glad he did not take my counter offer, because then it sold for $31. But he countered me at $24. I countered him back at $26. And I was like, okay, I'm trying to give you a good deal, man, but there's a point where I know this will eventually sell, and it would sell all day. If I would have posted that for $26, it would have sold same day probably. So when he countered me back, I just countered him back, and he did not accept that. And I'm so glad he didn't, because it sold on an offer for $31. And my virtual assistant that did get this sale, because they also saved $2.02 on their shipping discount. So I am sending it out in a little clear poly, and then it's gonna go in a priority flat rate shipping, because it is a Poshmark sale. My net profit is $22.78. So that was a great pickup. I'm very happy with that. That was the first time I found that brand. I look for it all the time, and yeah, way more popular than Lululemon. So anyway, super happy. And then my last sale is the Poshmark. I have had this in my closet. I went back and looked. I picked this up on April the 5th for $1. And that is really the reason I bought it. It is in great condition. I saw some things I want to cut off of it actually, but I don't have my scissors close to me. So I'm going to show you guys what I have and how I'm going to ship it out. But it is a collection. It's a men's suit jacket blazer. It's lined. And it is, let me find it. Collection by Michael Strahan. It is a really nice blazer. And it's a 40 long. It's a wool blend. It is a very, very, very nice jacket. And I know my lighting is off in here. I'm gonna try and work on that as soon as I can. But anyway, I went ahead and bought it because I got it in a bag sale for $1 was my cost of goods. And these are not cheap. These are not cheap. If you've ever had to just go buy a men's blazer or a suit jacket for an event, it is not cheap. They are so expensive. So I have started really looking at the men's suits and blazers. It's really not something I get excited about to list, but they can perform well, especially if you find a really good one. I always look for the made in Italy tags. And I do try and run comps on them for sure when I'm in a store. But like I said, got this in a bag sale and it was cheap. It was super cheap. So when I got home, I went to list it. The comps weren't the greatest on it. I listed it, I think I listed it in the 20s, and then I dropped my price to 20, and I received an offer for $15 on Poshmark. I've had it since April, and I just was like, let it go, Shannon. Make it gone. That's what Rebel the reseller says, is make it gone. A sale is a sale, and I'm not gonna just hold on to it for $5 more, especially when I'm still making a profit. So my profit is $12 on this after fees and shipping. So what I'm gonna do, there's a little tag I need to cut. It's gonna go out in a priority box. This is the 1095 July of 2022 box. It's kind of the longer rectangle box. I am gonna wrap it up in some shipping paper and slide it in that box. And that is it. That was my sales for yesterday. So I had 5 sales, which is my new goal. For those of you that have been following me, you know I was hitting 3 sales a day pretty consistently. So now my goal is 5 sales. So I definitely hit that yesterday. I did not hit that on Monday. I've got to record my video still from the weekend. Yeah. My weekend was great. So if you did not see that video, I am actually gonna post that before this video. I just have to still record that video, but I kept track of everything I sold from Friday through Monday. And my Monday, I only had 1 sale after having an amazing weekend. And then all of a sudden yesterday, I had these 5 sales again. So anyway, I'm okay with that. Consistency is great. I have sold 1 item so far today on Wednesday, so we'll see how today goes. But anyway, have a great week, everyone. I hope you had a blessed weekend and your New Year's getting started off right, and I'll catch you tomorrow.